This show is produced by the Hartman Media Company. For more information and links to all our great podcasts, visit hartmanmedia.com.
Welcome to the AIPIS show for accredited income property investment specialists and those who aspire to be. If you're a real estate, mortgage, or financial professional, this is the place for you. We'll explore innovative investment analysis, sales, marketing, and income-generating strategies for the most historically proven wealth creator, income property. Learn from the experts as they show you how to build a better business and a better life.
You know, I was listening to a podcast the other day, driving through the canyon over here in Vegas, and the Rebel Capitalist Show. Surprise, surprise, you were the guest, and you were talking about one of my two favorite subjects of the day right now are debt and inflation and how to use those two things to build your wealth for the future. But you closed out that episode, that interview, with a prediction that you're making to once we get out of this madness that we're in of a housing market and the economy. And I just wanted to invite you onto the show, and I found it really compelling. So I wanted to help you memorialize it. And when it comes to fruition, you can go and tell everybody that you told them so.
and if it doesn't come true, this will be thrown back in my face.
We'll just hit the delete button and everything will be fine.
That's right. That's right. Well, thanks, Matt. I have a big prediction. You know, a lot of people are talking about the everything bubble and, you know, predicting a crash and all this kind of stuff. This stuff is complicated, like everything in life. You know, there are many nuances to it, and I'm not talking about nuances to the whether or not, you know, what might go right or wrong in the prediction. I'm talking about the prediction itself is nuanced, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, we could have a slowdown. We've got forbearance issues. We've got eviction moratoriums. We've got very low interest rates, which very likely, which have to ultimately become higher interest rates. We have had tens of millions of people who are either refinancing their houses or buying new houses. And either way, they're getting the lowest mortgage rates in the history of the world. Overall, we have some of the lowest interest rates in 5,000 years. Yes, there are people who have kept records back to Egyptian times of what the interest rates are, right? So rates are insanely low. And I believe rather than the usual talk we hear where people say, well, when rates go up, we're going to have a housing crash. Okay, I see what they're saying, and everybody understands that concept because, you know, it will definitely cool the market down if rates go up. But what they are not talking about that's critically important is the supply side of that equation and the motivation for all those tens of millions of people I just mentioned to keep their houses because they have an asset. And when I say asset, I don't mean the house. I mean the mortgage being an asset of unduplicatable, ultra low interest rates. Yeah. And if you ask me, Matt, they are going to fight tooth and nail. They are going to fight really hard to keep that mortgage asset. And that is going to constrict housing supply quite dramatically. Right. We already have a huge housing shortage, but I think it could get worse. If someone's got a 2.5% interest rate, and then the rate at the time is 5%, which would still be a historically low rate, right? For a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. If the rate at the time is 5%, that's not 2.5% higher. It's 100% higher. It's double. So people, I think, will be very much incentivized to hang on to the properties they've got and either one, improve them to stay in them. So they might add a room, they might repaint, they might redo the yard. They'll do something to make the house nicer. I don't know what they'll do, but I think they're going to be incentivized to keep the house. Or they might turn it into a rental property rather than selling it. So it's going to be impossible to duplicate that low mortgage because you cannot move the mortgage when you change houses. The mortgage is immovable. That's going to be the incentive, and that's going to further constrict housing supply beyond the shortage that we already have.
Thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any episodes. Be sure to check out the show's specific website and our general website, hartmanmedia.com, for appropriate disclaimers and terms of service. Remember that guest opinions are their own, and if you require specific legal or tax advice or advice in any other specialized area, please consult an appropriate professional. And we also very much appreciate you reviewing the show. Please go to iTunes or Stitcher Radio or whatever platform you're using and write a review for the show. We would very much appreciate that. And be sure to make it official and subscribe so you do not miss any episodes. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode.